Hey guys, Thundera here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of my other videos. Today, we are getting closer and closer to Halloween, and what says Halloween better than a haunted house? So I am going to be building a starter haunted house. Something that your sim can move into right away and be absolutely terrified in. So let's get to it. So I am building on the Garlic Lauter Place lot in Forgotten Hollow. I don't know if I said that right or not. This house ends up being a 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom, so you can have a sim with a kid because there is a room for a kid, or you can also have a teen. So, uh, it is 18,496 simoleons. So it is starter home. It will be available for download on my gallery. My ID is Thundera Shadow. And I did give it the spooky lot trait to hopefully bring more ghosts than just what the haunted house residential trait will give it. Because I kind of thought it wouldn't be much of a haunted house if it wasn't like full of ghosts popping up. So right now I am building the shell. And I was very ambitious with thinking that I could get away with this much space for a starter home. And if I wasn't trying to make it like a haunted house and have like some spooky stuff to go with it, I probably could have gotten away with it, but I really wanted it to be spooky and almost like it's been abandoned for a little while and some real estate agent has come in and decided to try and sell it, and she's doctored it up as much as possible and tried to make it look as nice as possible. It's just not working for her. So, right now I'm just putting on this foundation from the base game. I really thought that the stone look would give it more of a haunted house feel. And then we're just going in with the roof. So, like I said, this roofing, I really like how it turned out in the first place. Like, I love how it turned out before I had to shrink the house, but I still like how it came out after I shrunk the house. So right now, that's all we're doing is just putting together some roofing and getting it to where I need it to be and getting it to cover everything. So just getting all of that, going in with some other different styles of roofing, not just the gabled roof this time. Just going to get it all to look the way that I would like for it to. And then just going to roof this back piece as well. And like I said, just adjusting, getting it all to like the right sizes and everything. And this is what it looks like originally. After I get done playing with that one, this is what it looks like originally. As I said, this is not going to stay this way. I was ambitious with what I wanted to do for a starter home. I do keep the 2 bedrooms, I do keep the bathroom, so that's good, but yeah. I really do like this house though. This was a cute house. It was just a shame that I was not able to keep it the way that I wanted it. So then I'm going to go in with this space game floor for the porch. I went with a werewolf's fencing, and I was going to put on a railing, but it's actually not. The stairs are not tall enough to actually have much of a railing on it, so I chose to just leave the railing off. I thought it'd be fine without it. And then I put this cottage living door. But when I put the siding slash wallpaper on the outside, you can't really see this door, so I ended up changing it. So that's what we're going to do right now, is just go and do some siding slash wallpaper and stuff. And I really wanted some stone for at least part of the outside, just because to me that kind of seems like it just makes it look a bit older. So I do go with this stone from the Horse Ranch pack. This nice dark stone. As I said, since this is a haunted house, I kind of wanted to keep it a bit darker. And then I'm actually going to put it all along this one side. would have looked a little weird with it not being all along that side. So, and then just looking for something else to go with it. I thought about putting like these cats and dogs shingles for these two pieces of the roof, but then I went back and I was looking at some of the other stuff that we got, and I really thought it would look so cool with the horse ranch siding, like the planks, because I really wanted it to look a little old. And I was gonna go with the island living ones, but they just didn't really have the color I was looking for. And thinking about it now, I probably could have gone with the wood from Spooky Stuff, I believe it is. And that would have probably looked just as good, but I really like how this ended up looking. And then, like I said, the cottage living door now blends in so much to the siding that I ended up just changing it. There was no need to keep a door that you couldn't see. And I really like this door that I ended up picking just because it kind of looks a little bit older and like from the time of like vampires and stuff. And so then I went with the vampires windows and I put those everywhere. I just thought that they would look the best. And I did try a few other styles of windows. I just did not really like any of the ones that I tried. So that's why I went with the vampires one. And just going to go and search by vampires just to make sure I'm seeing all the different sizes and stuff. And I really loved these windows just because it kind of gave like the older feel to the house. So I'm just trying to figure out which windows I want where. And I decided to put some of these big ones back here in this big bedroom. And then I actually wanted to change out the other small windows to have the ones that went with, like, that had the arch on the inside, because all of the other windows was arched, and then to have some windows that weren't arched was just going to be a little weird. So I chose to have all of the windows look like they're arched. And then I went back and I raised up all the big windows just to be at the same level as the smaller ones, just to make it like a little cohesive. And then over here, I had this like weird corner piece, and just trying to figure out what would be the best way to deal with that. If I wanted it part of the bedroom, if I wanted it part of the living area. So at first I was going to make it part of the bedroom, but then that was kind of a little weird as well. So I end up just moving that wall back a whole row of tiles right here just to make it not so weird, oddly shaped, I guess I should say. And then I put one of these windows from My Wedding Stories. I did have to use the Move Objects cheat, and I don't know, I really liked how that looked with the vampires windows, and it just kind of felt like it would add to this house. And then we're just going to go and put some black roof trim on all of the roofs. And then just looking for like an archway from the mudroom. Honestly, I don't know why I thought I was going to get a mudroom. That was a little crazy of me, but it's there for now. And then I just used these cottage living doors in the black swatch just because they're the cheapest. So now we're looking for some lighting. And just looking through my different options, I really wasn't certain what kind of lighting I thought this house would have, but like I said, I think that this is more so like an abandoned house and somebody is now trying to sell it. They've renovated. I thought about just putting these candelabras, like candle chandeliers, whatever you can call them, from the Vampires Pack Everywhere, but I decided that I only really needed the one in the dining room, that maybe originally it had all of those everywhere, but they decided to, when renovating, they decided not to keep them, just to keep the one in the dining room. And then just looking for the other lighting. and it was difficult. I did choose to put this Space Game one into the bathroom, and then I did end up putting this decor to the max one in both the living room and the main bedroom. Majority of these lights actually change as I get closer to the end, just because I was trying to get back some of the money that I had spent as far as budget goes. And I did put a base game light into the mudroom. I put that little like frilly light into the second bedroom, and then a tiny living light in the kitchen. Now we are just going for flooring and wallpaper, starting with the tile for the bathroom and the kitchen. I was going for something, like I said, I wanted this house to feel dark and like almost as if it had not been lived in for a while. I did use the same wood flooring as on the front porch for the rest of the house. And then when I went and did the tile for the kitchen and the bathroom, I ended up not really liking the floor with it, because I ended up going the with a base game tile, but I don't know, I just didn't really like how the floor looked with it. I went with this base game tile right here for both, and the floor was just too dark, so I was trying to lighten it up a little bit. Obviously, I know I said I wanted it dark, but I kind of wanted you to be able to see it as well, and it was just blending in a lot with the wood flooring. So I was looking for really anything that I could do to just maybe give it a bit of a lift so that it wouldn't blend in too terribly much. I do end up going with this spa day one. And again, I know I said that I was hoping not to have it blend in, but this one looked really good with it, so that's the reason why I went with it. And then just looking for the rest of the house. In the kids' bedroom, I did go a little obvious. I went with the ghost wallpaper from Spooky Day Stuff Pack. This one right here. I don't know, I just thought it'd be funny to have a haunted house and your kid's room literally has ghost wallpaper, as if telling you before buying the house that, hey, this house is haunted. And then I put this parenthood wallpaper in the living space, all except for the kitchen, of course. Mudroom, dining room, living room, all of that. It gets that wallpaper. And then in the main bedroom, I wanted to give it a couple of accent walls. So I was trying to figure out where I wanted to go, and I went with this from high school years. I don't know, I just really thought that it looked cool, and it kind of looked like something was dripping down the walls, I guess. And then I just gave it a couple of white walls because it was already pretty dark. And then as far as cabinets go, I went with these from City Living. These are like the really beat up ones, but in the black swatch. And I was just trying to get a layout going. And I really do like the layout I came up with. It was a really nice layout, but I had to shrink the house because of budget constraints. So it doesn't end up looking like this. It was a cute kitchen though. And I did use the base game fridge and stove, like the very, very cheap one. And then just going to put in a sink. I was trying to figure out if I could get it like centered under a window, but I just decided it didn't matter at that point. Just going to go with a black base game trash can for inside and a base game trash can for outside. Then just going to go and grab a mailbox. And I kind of wanted one that would look a little beat up. That's why I was thinking about the werewolves one. But I did go with this base game one just because it's kind of got that bend in the metal rod that goes into the ground. So I thought it'd be kind of funny if maybe somebody had like hit it and they had just kind of left it or whatever. It was just a fun little detail there. And this is where I'm kind of thinking I need to shrink something because this is not going to work. So I do end up deciding to, at this point, to go ahead and shrink the house. So I'm just moving the kitchen pieces I know I'm going to need. And then just going to get rid of the rest. moving up the light and everything. And then just going to shrink the house and get rid of that window. I didn't really feel like there needed to be another window in the bedroom. There was already a couple of them, so then just trying to figure out where I wanted everything in this main space to go now. So then I decided to shrink it even further and just literally make it smaller. I just really was trying to get the most space I possibly could for the budget, but also have what we needed in this house. I wasn't trying to skimp on anything for this house. So, and then again, at first I go a little ambitious with the kitchen, and I put cabinets like along this wall and everything. And then yeah, not all of these cabinets stay. But I'm just repainting the walls and everything right now. And I decided to, at this point, that I actually wanted the kitchen to be a bit bigger. I don't know why, because that meant spending more money on cabinets, but yeah. And then just placing the trash can, and I really liked how that was looking. So just trying to figure out if that was what I wanted. And I know I have not moved the kitchen light again. I will in just a few. And then I grabbed this spooky day table because I really wanted to use the furniture almost like it just had been covered up for a while. And I paired it with some paranormal chairs. And then I do go and grab a plant from paranormal as well. I did not get to clutter this house as much as I would have liked. But I guess if it's like being shown by a realtor, you're probably not going to have much going on in the house anyway as far as clutter goes. So I'm just trying to get this plant to center on the table, and for some reason I just could not get it, so I had to go to top down view and do that. And then just looking over here, I end up at first grabbing the Tiny Living TV bookshelf radio set, but that does not stay because that was a lot of money. And again, I grabbed the Spooky Day chairs and couch just because I like the look of them having like a sheet thrown over them. And I make sure that it does not have the faces on it because I don't know, I just did not think that it would have the faces. So yeah, that's what I did there. And then I was realizing how much that TV actually was, and I was like, wait a minute, I've got 4,200 left, and I've still got to furnish a bathroom and 2 bedrooms. So I was trying at this point to just be careful about my money, but I had to do some saving somewhere, so that TV does go. Right now I'm just doing the bathroom. I grabbed the Discovery University shower. I think everything else in this bathroom is base game. The sink, the tub, the toilet, the mirror. Again, there's not much going on as far as clutter in there, but it works. And then I was kind of hoping that we had a bed from Spooky Day or the Spooky Stuff Pack, but we don't. So I did grab the bear out of that pack. And then I ended up grabbing the werewolf's bed just because it fit the theme of being like a little beat up and everything. And then I really wanted to add a little bit more toys, so I put in this old looking toy box. And I was thinking about putting in a dollhouse, but we really don't have like a beat up one. And then they're also kind of a little expensive. And at this point, I still had to furnish the main bedroom, so I just decided to move on. In the main bedroom, I grabbed this bed from City Living, and then I grabbed these City Living night bedside tables as well. And then at this point, I'm realizing it was a mistake to make the kitchen as big as I did. You don't need all these counters, you just don't. So I decided to get rid of a few of them, and then I was thinking about just putting the trash can over there, but I grabbed a plant from Dream Home Decorator instead. I don't remember if that plant ends up staying or not. I may have to end up getting rid of it as well. And this is where I decided just to get rid of the mudroom and shrink the house even further. Just because of the fact that I needed the money. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I kept forgetting that I had the hammer tool on to delete stuff. So I'm just rearranging the windows and doors now, just trying to get them in the right spot. And honestly, I really liked all those windows at the front. I liked the two by the door. I probably should have gotten rid of a couple of them, but I chose not to. And I'm really happy with how it looks. Just shrinking up the porch, moving stuff around. I did delete the underside of the stairs because it gave me 128 simoleons back, so I could go and finish furnishing the bedroom. And I actually scrolled down a lot on this, and I went and grabbed the dresser from Jungle Adventure. I don't know why. And then I did grab this plant from, I believe, Get Together. I really like the plant though. It was really nice. And then as far as curtains go, I just used the Spooky Day curtains everywhere. I tried a different curtain for these smaller windows, but it just didn't look as good as the Spooky Day one just because they kind of look tattered and torn and everything. Like I said, I tried using this base game one, but it just didn't give the same effect that I was hoping for, so I just decided to go with the Spooky Day one. Spooky stuff. I don't know why I keep trying to call it Spooky Day. But yeah, I just went with this curtain just because it kind of gave the old, torn, been sitting here for a while, that vibe that I was going for. And then honestly, I was trying to figure out if I needed anything else, and I really wanted some rugs, but I didn't want to have to pay for them. So I put on the cheats bb.show hidden objects, bb.show live edit objects, and I grabbed the rug, the black rug from Nifty Knitting for the bedrooms. And then just looking at the other rugs, I was really wanting this base game one in black, but when I sized it up, I just didn't really like the shape and the placement and everything, so I decided to get rid of it and just go for this one in the black and the silver. And then just really, it's just about looking to see what else I can have. And I really wanted the Gidry painting in here from Paranormal just because that's kind of the whole point of a haunted house is that he comes and he can help you and stuff if you accept it. And I really wanted his painting somewhere in the house, but I did not have enough money at this point, so I'm just trying to figure out where I can save at. And honestly, this is where I started looking at the lights and going, okay, well, how much are these lights again? So I got rid of the vampire chandelier and I went with the one from Horse Ranch just because it's a lot cheaper. And then honestly, I was just starting to look at other lights and I decided to change out the light in the bathroom to this base game one instead. I got rid of this light in the main bedroom and went with the same one as the bathroom. And I believe, yeah, I put the same one in the other bedroom as well. As far as the kitchen and the dining room go, or the living room goes, I decided to put this base game one into the kitchen. And then I went a little bit fancier in the living room. I was gonna go with this one from Eco Lifestyle. I just didn't like how far down it hung. So I went with this one. It's like wood and metal. So I just thought that that looked better. And then I still did not have enough for the painting that I wanted, so I decided to go back and look at the tables. And I decided to get rid of this table from Spooky Stuff because I could get one cheaper. So I went with this square table. It doesn't stay either. I do end up deciding to go with a different table in the end. But for now, it's there. So just trying to look and make sure that was what I wanted, and at that point it was. And then I decided to go back and look at the chairs. I love the paranormal chairs, but they're 60 simoleons a piece when I can use this one for half that. This one is from Werewolves, so it was really a big money saver. And then I got rid of that TV set and I just decided to go with a smaller TV. At first, I was going to go with one on the wall, but I decided against that. I just didn't like how that one looked. So I decided to go with this TV for now. Again, it changes as I keep trying to get other stuff. I do put in a little bookshelf. And then honestly, I kind of wanted the TV to look a little bit bigger, but I just didn't really like how that one looked sized up. I thought about just getting a bigger one, but then that would kind of defeated the purpose of getting rid of the big one to begin with. So I ended up just really going for like the old rundown looking style and just went for the big like square box TV. And then I had enough money to get my Gidry painting. So I did that. Just put him right there on the wall. Put this paranormal collage right here in the main bedroom. And honestly, that took a lot of the money. But I did want to put in some of these spider webs. And as you're playing the game, spiders will actually be on these webs. So I thought that was a pretty cool. Uh, I just thought that was a pretty cool uh, addition to it that you would actually have spiders crawling on them. I would not like that. Like, that just sounds like a big no for me, but I just put these spiders webs like anywhere I could. Anywhere that I thought made sense. I really like this like curtain looking one, but I just couldn't get it to place right where I wanted it. It was either placing too far off or just too. It just was a lot. I tried on this window. I really wanted it to hang on this window, but it just wasn't looking as good as I thought it could. So I decided against it and just decided to put in some of these cracks, like maybe they're trying to hide some of these cracks. So I do put those around the place a little bit. And again, I just kind of put a lot of spider webs and cracks and things. And I do end up putting one of these curtain looking ones on the Gidry painting. I thought that looked really cool. And then again, just putting spider webs all around the place. So just decking it out right now. And then putting in some in the bathroom, putting some more cracks in. Just trying to show the wear and tear and show that this house has been abandoned. I put some spider webs into the kids' room. I did put some cracks on the walls in here too. And the ghost wallpaper kind of hides them really well. So yeah. And then I had to repaint this wall from where I had been messing with the house. There's another wall I have to repaint as well, but. And then honestly, I was just looking around to see if I needed anything else or what else I could put in. And just looking at what we got with the paranormal stuff, just checking to make sure that the couches and the chairs I used were cheaper than what was in there. I did put that plant back on the table. I put this hanging plant over here in the corner. And yeah, just really looking to try and figure out what I wanted. I did change out this uh console table or whatever it's called for to put underneath the TV and stuff. It doesn't stay, I don't think. But I did put out like that little raven thing and then just kind of trying to find some clutter around. So I did put this into the bedroom and I did put up the dream catcher in the bedroom. And then just really trying to look and see what else I could put. I put this like little tray in the bedroom. And I knew that this pack, like when the hauntings start, you can get different stuff to pop up. And I really wanted to put one of these creepy looking dolls somewhere. And I thought the best place for it would be the kids' bedroom. So I put this like little creepy doll just nestled by the teddy bear. You may want your Sims to go ahead and remove that one. But I did not realize that that stuff would actually cost money since it's in debug. I figured it would be free, but that's one of the items that actually cost money in debug. So, yeah. And then again, just looking through, I kind of was sticking to spooky stuff, paranormal, and vampires, those 3 packs. I did end up using some werewolf stuff as well, just to like accent the place because it has the werewolves pack has some really good stuff that fit in with this house. And then I used like one or two items from other places, but I was really trying to stick to those three packs plus base game. So just looking through, like I said, just trying to figure out if there was anything else I could add to this house, anything else that it needed. Just trying to figure out what I thought it needed. So I put like some of these like brambles and thorns going up the wall. Like, it's not in the front though. I did not put it into the front. There's me painting the other wall that got messed up. I did not though use those in the front just because of the fact that I think that the real estate agent has come in and she has removed majority of the stuff, like majority of the thorns and stuff, just to try and get this house to sell. So she didn't want anybody to see that stuff from the front. And then I did the landscaping, and I put out dead trees and dead plants, really. And right now I'm not using debug landscaping, but then I realized that I could get the trees and stuff for free, and I was like, yeah, that's gonna be better. So I did that, and I changed them all out. And then just looking at the other landscaping that I could use, I did get this little tree back. And honestly, I know that they had some stuff that wasn't dead, but I was kind of really wanting the dead look just because, like I said, I think this house has been abandoned for a while. Nobody's been living here, nobody's been taking care of this place. So these trees and everything, they would have died by now. And I'm going to get rid of those other two pieces of landscaping that actually cost money. And honestly, even though it wasn't a big foundation, it was still causing me issues, which was weird because I usually don't have issues with the foundation and stuff jumping up. So I had to lower the house down. I do put it back up in just a minute, but I really wanted some of these like dead looking plants. But they were just a little bit big in my opinion, and I just didn't really like them. So I kept looking at some of the other stuff. And I did find like those thorny looking things again, but then I also found this like dead bush, and I decided to use it on the side, and then just maybe like some grass in the on the rest of the front of the house. And then honestly, I was just looking to try and figure out about the rest of the house, and I went back and I changed out the console table to this one from the basement kit. I just really liked how broken and worn out it looked. And then I really wanted a painting above this, but I could not afford the vampires ones that I wanted. So that's when I ended up saying, okay, well, what do we have from werewolves? What can I use? Is there anything? And again, I was just trying to look and see what all there was, see what else I could come up with to use. And I didn't really, at this point, I didn't really want to have to keep getting rid of stuff. Like, I liked the clutter, I liked the paintings and things. I thought about getting rid of this plant, but it wasn't enough money to really worry about. So, and then I was like, what is the point of having a haunted house and using the paranormal stuff pack if I'm not using the seance table? So I do change out the dining room table for a seance table. Now, as far as when I was playing through with this house, I could not get my Sims to actually eat at this table, so I don't know if this can actually function as a dining table, but it should still be functional as a seance table. If not, you may just have to move that plant off the table, but yeah. I thought it looked like really good as the dining table. And then I ended up just trying to figure out what else I could put out here. Like, I needed something else. I just wasn't certain what. And I did get rid of, like, that little picture, but then I put it back because I really liked it being there, and it didn't give me much money anyway. Thought about getting rid of the collage pictures in the bedroom, but then I'd have to fill that wall back up. So honestly, I was really just trying to figure out what I could get rid of and everything. I ended up putting these planters from Werewolves on the porch. I thought that would make a good addition. And then just trying to figure out if there was anything. There wasn't much in the kids' room to even consider getting rid of. But I did decide to get rid of this chest of drawers in the bedroom and just use these trunks from the Werewolves pack. And that saved me a bit of money. Still not enough to get the vampire stuff. But yeah. So. And then I did put this picture from the Werewolves pack on the wall. I like the fact that it has the scratches through it, and I just put a crack and some scratches on the wall as well. And honestly, I thought that was going to be all that I could do, so I just went ahead with the terrain paint. Just going to make a path up to the house from the street. I didn't want it to be like a nice path. I kind of wanted it to look worn out and like it's seen better days. And then I'm just going to go in with a couple of different terrain paints for the rest of the house, like around everything and around the trash can and the house and the trees and everything. So I'm going in with this first one, really just to kind of lay down where I want it. And then I'm going to layer it with another one in just a moment. I mean, this was a pretty small house, so it didn't take long to do the terrain paint. And then, like I said, I'm just going to line the path and then just kind of go back around everything and just layer it even more just to kind of get a bit more of a lived in type look, I guess you could call it. I just really wanted to give it a little bit more dimension and just get it to look a little bit more. And then I needed to fix the roofing. I kind of waited to do that last just because I wanted to make sure that I was done shrinking the house. So that's what I'm doing now, is just fixing all of that. Fixing the window. And then, like I said, just trying to get it all to line back up to be where I need it. And then honestly, this one piece at the front, I'm playing with it now, but I ended up just deciding to get rid of it because I don't need it. I didn't want to have to add columns because that was going to cost money, so I just got rid of it. And then, honestly, the only thing that was left was just to make sure that there was nothing else I needed or wanted. I really did wish that I could have gotten something for the side yard, like a swing set or something, but I couldn't afford that. But I did realize that I did not put any clutter on the tables and the bedside tables. So I decided to put a journal and some tissues on one, and then on the other I just put some magazines. And that's just like from base game, and then the clutter kit that we got, the everyday clutter kit. So honestly, then it was just really trying to make sure that it was nothing else that needed, and I decided that the house was good. Thank you so much for watching this video. As I said, it will be available for download on my gallery. My ID is Thundera Shadow. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of my other videos. I will see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.